How's everyone doing? Today I have a Blu-ray and DVD mail day. Mostly Blu-ray, just 2 DVDs. 19 titles in total right here. I can get that all in the shot. And if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. First up, I have the 3D Blu-ray combo pack and regular Blu-ray combo pack of the Legend of Tarzan. This one was highly enjoyable for me. A great action-adventure movie. If you like Tarzan movies, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's basically Tarzan going back to the jungle to face a new foe, and Christoph Waltz was excellent as the villainous character here. He always plays a great villain, and I love Samuel L. Jackson's character in here too. There's one scene in particular that I thought was just hilarious. It had me rolling when Alexander Skarsgård was fighting his brother Gorilla, and he's telling Samuel L. Jackson what to do to, you know, not get beaten down by the gorilla, and he says like, looks like you were gonna, and Samuel L. Jackson's like, I wasn't, but he's like, looks like you were gonna. If you've seen the movie and you know that scene, that was absolutely hilarious. And Margot Robbie was stunning in here. And I thought this looked great on Blu-ray. The kind of like bleak, washed out hues of the jungle definitely reflected the tone perfectly, and great audio and lots of special features in here. If you're a fan of the film, just tons of special features. So I thought this was a very entertaining movie. I would definitely recommend this one. I think Alexander Skarsgård did a great job as Tarzan, and hopefully they'll do another movie with basically the same cast. I would like to see that again. I really enjoyed the heck out of this one, so I'd recommend that. And look out for a giveaway coming up soon. I recently did an unboxing of this, so I'll be doing a couple giveaways for digital copies and then the regular Blu-ray copy. Next up is the Prince movie collection. This is from Warner Brothers. This is also from Warner Brothers. This was excellent. It's great to see Prince being honored like this. Beautiful purple case, again, to honor Prince. And this has Purple Rain, Under the Cherry Moon, and Graffiti Bridge. And yeah, it looked fantastic. Purple Rain was, of course, the one that's most well known, although Graffiti Bridge is pretty well known too. I think Under the Cherry Moon was the least well known of the bunch. But yeah, Purple Rain has special features. And I think, yeah, they have a whole bunch of 8 music videos in here, which was the biggest thing, which I thought was awesome for all the different music, great music in there, classic Prince songs. I was singing along. I watched as I popped it in. I was going crazy getting into it, but love the heck out of Prince's music. And then there's the discs right there. So yeah, Under the Cherry Moon and Graffiti Bridge never had a Blu-ray release before this. Purple Rain did, but this is an awesome set right here. Nice outer slipcase, and again, I love the purple Blu-ray case. Just very fitting. And next up are 3 4K Ultra HD titles from Warner Brothers. Pacific Rim, which is so... these are all really visually stunning films coming up, but this one was amazing. And there's a quick scene towards the end of this movie that I think a lot of people missed. And so, yeah, pay attention at the end of the movie. But this one was such a lot of fun, great action, you know, giant robots fighting giant monsters. You can't go wrong there. Great cast as well. Just looks phenomenal on home video too in this 4K Ultra HD format. This is one of those ones that I think 4K Ultra HD was made for, with Pacific Rim right here. And I love the cases too, the black cases. And of course, directed by Guillermo del Toro. And again, just visually stunning, so aesthetically appealing. The same thing with, again, The Great Gatsby. This is the newest one. I remember watching the Robert Redford one when I was a kid. And this was an excellent adaptation. Again, very sleek, beautiful to watch, very aesthetically appealing. Some great special features in here as well. I love the cast. Carey Mulligan is just stunning. I'm a big fan of Joel Edgerton. It's great to see him doing so many movies now. I remember he was in some, he's Australian, so he was in some Australian films back in the day. And then I guess The Warrior was kind of his biggest breakout kind of performance role, and since then he's been doing a ton of stuff, and deservedly so. And some good special features on here too. Includes, yeah, especially the featurettes. There's 13 featurettes, and Guillermo del Toro audio commentary for Pacific Rim. And just a ton in here as well for the special features. Again, these are some of the films that Ultra HD were made for. And now, I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. I saw it when it came out, and I just thought it was kind of a mess, honestly. But nobody can deny this movie is so visually stunning. This is one, again, it's just made for 4K Ultra HD. The movie itself isn't the greatest, but you can just kind of just enjoy the visuals. And it does, I will say, they did a great job of creating this world, the Wachowskis in here. So I think that's something, if you're a fan of the movie, you'll definitely love this release. And if you're not that big a fan of the movie, you can at least appreciate the visuals and then all the world and the realm that they made here. And a good cast in here too. So there you go. Those are the 4K Ultra HD titles. Again, I love what they're doing with the releases. They're making it for collectors, obviously, with the black cases, and just, you know, I'm glad that they're going all in on it. At first it was just like slowly trickling down with the titles, but now there's more and more titles coming out. A lot of the newer titles are getting the treatment as well, and deservedly so. So all those titles right there are from Warner Brothers. Some great releases that they're doing. Next up from Universal is Purge, the Purge Election Year. This is the newest one in the trilogy. The first one is probably my least favorite. The second one is my favorite by far, Purge Anarchy. It's just full-on action horror, and this one to me, it was just okay. It wasn't anything special. Some of the dialogue was just awful, especially with that chick right there coming back to the stores. Give me the candy bar, you old man. Like, really, that's so corny and cheesy. And there's some scenes in here that are just like, come on. Obviously, with most movies, you have to kind of suspend belief, but this one you had to do it way more often. And just the whole concept to me is just ridiculous that you get like that amount of, I think it's 24 hours of, no, 12 hours, sorry, 12 hours of lawlessness. You can kill people, murder people, and just get away with it. The whole concept is just ridiculous to me. And yeah, I mean, you follow some of the characters. Some of them have been around before, like that guy right there who's now protecting somebody who's running for president. And it's, I don't know, it's decent, it's satisfying, but it's nothing special in my opinion. The second one is by far the most entertaining. The first one to me, that was disappointing, especially to see Ethan Hawke, such a great actor in a bunch of kind of horror movies that he could have been better utilized for, in my opinion. But Purge Election Year, it was okay. If you're a fan of the Purge movies, I think you'll enjoy it. But again, nothing fantastic in my opinion. Maybe I'm sure they'll probably make another one. Who knows? They'll come up with something. And there'll probably be a box set or something too. Next up, this one I am so excited for. From Lionsgate, and this is the Vestron video collector series, Waxwork 1 and 2. They recently released Chopping Mall and Blood Diner. This one right here has audio commentary with Anthony Hickbox and Zach Galligan. And yeah, I remember enjoying the heck out of the first one. The second one I remember not enjoying as much. I know a lot of people raved about the second one. The second one I remember, like, I think the majority of the movie I wasn't a big fan of, but then the ending I liked. Something about it was just kind of uneven for me. But the first one I absolutely love. So really nice. This is digitally restored right here. So very happy that this is getting the Blu-ray treatment. It's great to see all these horror movies coming out. Blood Diner took so long. It was a German release that was region-free that most people imported, and then it came out because I think they saw the reaction for it. But I love the clear case right there as well. And I'll go ahead and show you. It's a swing tray with 2 discs. There is Waxwork right there, and then Waxwork 2, Lost in Time. And then if you want, you can reverse the artwork for Waxwork 2, Lost in Time. I'm not sure why you'd want to. That artwork is just iconic and just looks better to me, in my opinion, by far. The Waxwork 2 artwork is kind of crappy, but, you know, honestly. But I love that this is happening. I can't wait to see what else they're going to release. I'm really excited. So Chud, I think is was it Chud 2? I think is getting released. Chud 2. Maybe both of them are getting released. I'm not sure. I gotta go back and take a look. But it's great to see a lot of these 80s horror classics getting the Blu-ray treatment finally. Next up is Infiltrator right here, and I will be doing a giveaway for this one. And this is from Broad Green Pictures. I'll be once I review it and review it, I'll be doing a giveaway copy for 2 Blu-ray copies right there. And this is based on a true story of federal agent Bob Mazur, played by Bryan Cranston, and he goes deep undercover to infiltrate Pablo Escobar's drug trafficking. He brings down over 100 drug lords and corrupt bankers. So this is, I'm really looking forward to it. John Leguizamo's in here, Benjamin Bratt, Amy Ryan, so great cast, and definitely looking forward to checking this out. Again, Bryan Cranston's amazing, fantastic. He's been around for so long, and he's, you know, obviously Breaking Bad just made him blew up. But there's been so many other great performances he's done. Next up is Late in America. This is from Universal. It has KSI, who's a YouTuber, and I don't know if Casper Lee is a YouTuber or not, but this, actually, I was going into it thinking this movie is going to be garbage. That's honestly, I like to give everything a fair chance, but you know, people who aren't normally actors, although sometimes people put on a front on here, you know, different characters and stuff like that. But even the cover looked like a ripoff to me of Dude, Where's My Car? And this is basically a teenage sex comedy movie. Two foreign exchange students on their last day in America. They want to go to this party and hook up. They're still virgins, and they want to, you know, pop their cherry. And American girls are supposed to be easy, this and that. And it does have some other recognizable people, other recognizable YouTubers, and then Bobby Lee, the comedian, he was great in here. But I will say this, I thought this movie was actually surprisingly entertaining for what it is. It's a, you know, teenage high school sex comedy in the vein of like American Pie and things like that. But I thought KSI was really good in that role, phenomenal in the role actually. He played that role just perfectly. But this guy was terrible. Utterly awful. He was just like whisper mumbling. They could have had any other generic white guy in that role and it would have been better. It was that ruined this movie. Well, it didn't ruin it, but brought it down a level. I still thought it was very entertaining. And they have a making of Late in America documentary. It was, for what it was entertaining. It was much better than I thought it was going to be. KSI was really good in the role. Bobby Lee was great. The rest of the supporting cast did decently. But this guy really brought the movie down. Just, they could have had somebody else do that role. It just wasn't working. Yeah, they had the Chocolate Rain. That guy was on here too. A bunch of other recognizable YouTubers were in here throughout. I don't know every YouTuber out there, so I don't know if this guy is a YouTuber, but he is not a good actor. But the movie was fun for a teenage high school sex comedy movie. Next up is Joshy. This was super depressing. But a very star-studded young Jewish cast in here, just tons of recognizable Nick Kroll. I'm gonna go through the whole list on here, but I'm trying to Jenny Slate. There's so many recognizable people in here, and then the lead guy Thomas Middleditch, who's been in a bunch of different stuff. But yeah, there was a couple people in here I was like, oh, this role would have been perfect for Michael Cera. This role would have been perfect for Louis C.K. So I guess there's some people, because it just felt like that role. But basically, after a tragic event, this guy right here, Joshy, when he's supposed to get married, I don't know if it actually says what happens or not, but in the trailer, but I'm not going to spoil it. But after a tragic event, his friends take him out for his bachelor party in like a house that's secluded, and they try to get his mind off of things and make him have fun essentially. And things don't exactly go the way they want. But I really love, for the most part, this movie was just draining to sit through, just tedious. But the one character relationship was really good to me. Jenny Slate's character and another Pothead's character. I really liked that one. That felt really emotionally honest, but the rest of it was just kind of a cliche wash for me. There's a few other recognizable people in here too, especially the end. I like, oh my gosh, the guy from Mad About You. I can't remember his name right now. I've met him before too, but I'm just drawing a blank. I'm super overtired right now, but I'm going to see if they say it on the back. No, they don't. But there's so many other recognizable people in here. And next up, but overall it was just super depressing, and I don't think I'd ever want to sit through it again. But Nick Kroll was actually decent. I'm not a huge fan of him, but he was pretty good in that role. Swiss Army Man, I'll be doing a giveaway copy for this as well once I view it and review it. I haven't seen this one. Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe. Paul Dano stranded on an island, and then suddenly this dead body washes up of Daniel Radcliffe, and apparently they go on imaginative adventures together and do all kinds of crazy things. And I guess that's really what it's about, just imagination. So looking forward to checking it out. Heard great things about it. Next up is Bloodfather, which looks like it's going to be a tense action thriller. Mel Gibson's trying to save his daughter, who's targeted by a drug cartel, and so I'm sure this is going to be palpable. I really liked Mel Gibson in a recent movie, Get the Gringo, which was really action-packed as well, and I felt like it was underrated. Didn't hear enough people talk about it. I know a lot of people talk about his personal life, but he's still a great actor and director. So looking forward to checking this one out. Next up is Skiptrace. Yeah, the past few were from Lionsgate, by the way. Joshy, Swiss Army Man, and Bloodfather, as well as the last few. I think they're all from Lionsgate. Yeah, Skiptrace looks like it's going to be like an action comedy movie. Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville almost has like a Rush Hour feel, but without Chris Tucker. Johnny Knoxville's kind of taking that place of the crazy, wacky character. Because Jackie Chan's a police officer is trying to avenge his partner who was killed. Apparently Johnny Knoxville can help him do that. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Next up is Broken Vows. Wes Bentley playing the creepy character again. He does so perfectly. He looks creepy, I'm sorry. Those eyes are just piercing, but he plays that role so many times. And it's basically about Jamie Alexander. She's getting ready to get married, and at a bachelor party she hooks up with Wes Bentley. He goes kind of crazy, stalks her, and Cam Gigandet is the soon-to-be husband. So he's basically just stalking her and making her life hell, essentially. Next up is Six Plots from Lionsgate. This is an Australian horror movie, which is garbage. Don't watch it. Save your time. It was a mess. It just doesn't make any coherent sense. Basically, Six Plots, they say Saw meets Buried. There's really no Saw aspect to it. I mean, they try to. Basically, it's a group of kids who go into this abandoned house to party, and they 6 of them wake up in coffins, and one of them has to figure out how to save them. But there's really no clues. They're just like, I'm in a box. It smells funny. It's wet. Like, and she's trying to find them around there. And then the ending. You got to be kidding me with that ending. Obviously, I'm going to spoil it. If you really want to see it, skip over this part to the end. But you got to be kidding me. Obviously, the kid that you bullied and put the video up online that you bullied him, and the kid that has the skateboard with that little symbol, obviously, he was the killer. He was the guy. But how's this dorky, skinny little kid gonna... First of all, they never explained how they drugged them. They never explained how that one kid could do all that stuff, drag all the bodies, do all that stuff, the different locations. It's just absurd and laughable, and this movie was garbage. One of the worst movies I've seen. It doesn't make my top 10 worst movies. I'd say top 15. And I'd say almost all of my top 10 worst movies I've ever seen were low-budget horror movies, which is what this is. But this one was just unwatchable. I could not recommend this at all. The lead actress was very attractive and talented. She was the one saving grace. The rest of it just felt like a wash. The actors weren't doing a great job. And it felt like a high school movie project. It looked like a bunch of high schoolers made it. And obviously it centers around a high school cast and stuff, but it just felt like it was just really rough around the edges, and just the whole concept and plot was absurd. But there you go. Sorry, I kind of went on a rant there. That one just upsets me. It just but if you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. Leave me a comment or video response down below, and look forward to a ton of giveaways. I have them stacked up. It's going to happen soon. I'm going to start doing them little by little. But I appreciate all the support, and hope everybody's doing well. Take care.